Celeb Clope presents WizKids, KESSE, the song that told the whole world, don't bother US. Let me tell you something about WizKid. This man does not wake up and think small. He never has. From the streets of Surulere, Lagos, to stages that span continents, Starboy has always moved like he already knew the ending of his own story. And in 2017, when the world was still trying to figure out exactly how big Afrobeats was going to get, WizKid stepped into the studio, linked up with one of the coldest names out of the UK, and dropped a record that essentially said to everyone watching, KESSE, don't bother. We already won. Welcome to Celeb Clope, where we break down the moments, the music, and the moves that define Nigerian entertainment like nobody else does. Stay locked in, because this one hits different. Now, 2017 was not a random year. It was the year WizKid released Sounds from the Other Side, an album that was a deliberate, calculated statement to the global music industry. He wasn't just making music for Lagos anymore. He wasn't just making music for Africa. He was making music for the world, and he wanted the world to know it. KESSE, featuring Skepta, was one of the tracks on that project, and if you listened carefully, you could hear two men from two entirely different worlds speaking the exact same language, the language of success, confidence, and unbothered energy. Skepta. Let's talk about this man for a second. Joseph Jr. Adenuga. Born in London, Tottenham to be precise, but with Nigerian roots running deep in his blood. By 2017, Skepta had already won the Mercury Prize for his album Konnichiwa. He was not a small artist. He was not a feature you threw on a track just for clout. He was a heavyweight. So when WizKid decided that Skepta was the man he wanted beside him on KESSE, that was not an accident. That was two diaspora kings recognizing each other across the Atlantic and deciding to build something powerful together. The production on KESSE hits you immediately. It carries that classic Afrobeats pulse, the kind that makes your body move before your brain even processes what's happening. But there's something else layered underneath it. A grittiness. An edge. Something that carries the DNA of UK grime without screaming it in your face. That's the genius of the fusion. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like a cultural experiment gone wrong. It feels natural because it was natural. These were two artists who genuinely understood each other's worlds. And lyrically, both men are on a celebration wave from the jump. The title itself, KESSE, is pure Nigerian street language. Pure Lagos energy. You hear an elder say, KESSE to you when they're dismissing your drama. You hear it from a friend when they're telling you to stop stressing. It means don't bother. No worries. We are above whatever nonsense you're bringing to this conversation. And that's exactly the energy both WizKid and Skepta were channeling on this record. They were celebrating success. They were living life strictly on their own terms. And they were daring anyone who had a problem with it to try and match their frequency. Now here is what many people don't fully appreciate about KESSE. Its commercial impact was real and significant. This was not a deep cut that only hardcore fans discovered. This record made waves in Nigeria, across Africa, and pulled international attention in a way that added another dimension to WizKid's already growing global narrative. It helped cement his position not just as a Nigerian superstar, but as a genre-defining figure who could move fluidly between Afrobeats and international sounds without losing himself in the process. Think about what that means for the Nigerian entertainment industry as a whole. Every time an artist of WizKid's caliber pulls off a collaboration of this quality with an internationally recognized name, it doesn't just benefit that artist. It elevates the entire ecosystem. It tells record labels in London, in New York, in Paris, it tells streaming platforms, it tells audiences across the globe that Nigerian music is not a trend. It is not a phase. It is a permanent, undeniable force in global culture. And KESSE was one of those proof-of-concept moments. It showed that Afrobeats could sit comfortably next to grime. It showed that a Lagos boy and a London Nigerian could trade bars and create something that didn't belong to any one geography. It belonged to the culture. The African diaspora culture. The global black music culture. The culture of people who have taken everything the world threw at them and turned it into art so beautiful that the whole world had to stop and stare. WizKid has continued to build on moments like KESSE, collaborations, crossovers, genre-bending projects, but this particular record holds a special place in the timeline of how Afrobeats broke through internationally. It is a piece of history wrapped in bass and rhythm and Lego slang. That's the breakdown. That's the story behind KESSE, and now you know exactly why this track deserves its flowers. At Celeb Clope, we are not here to skim the surface. We go deep into Nigerian entertainment, the music, the drama, the culture, the comebacks, and everything in between. If you are not subscribed yet, what exactly are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now and join the Celeb Clope family, because we drop content that keeps you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the conversation. More fire is coming. Don't miss it.